Welcome back to my channel. It's been kind of an interesting attempt this time to try to go live. This is only going out live to YouTube, and usually I send it to both YouTube and Facebook so that my friends on Facebook can see it, my clients on Facebook can see it. So if you do see this on Facebook, it's probably because I embedded the video. I'm having some problems with the software that I use to do streaming videos. There you go. It has been a while since I've been on. It's been a very challenging month. I'm never quite sure how to talk about kind of my second family, where one member of the family is my boss. I'm dating another member of the family. Third member of the family is my best friend. I spent a lot of time with these people, and their father passed away about a month ago, and then my boyfriend got sick, and then he was in the hospital, and then he was recovering, and so it's just been a month where I haven't done anything more than I absolutely had to do to keep my clients happy, really. It's been really, really challenging, and it's really created some changes in our relationship. I'm not sure yet if it's actually been a strain, but definitely has created some changes. And so I'm just now starting to feel like things are getting back to normal, that I can kind of start doing some of the extra things that I do, that I can start doing my videos and working on some of the other things that I need to work on, and really kind of getting back to normal. For those of you that don't know or haven't seen my other videos, I'm a single mother. My children are almost grown. I'm very nearly an empty nester. My youngest daughter turns 18 in about a week, and then my youngest child, my son, turned 16 in March, and so I've gone through all of the challenges of being a single mother of young children. I haven't dated really for 10 years. So I've gone through all of that. I homeschooled my kids up until high school for a lot of personal reasons, not too many political reasons, but there were a lot of personal reasons why I did that. And also worked full-time from home. Also, I'm going to school. Also, and it's kind of funny because I think of all this as this is just what needs to be done, so this is what I'm going to do. And then I have people say, "Oh, you are just so amazing. It's clipping my hair is driving me bonkers." I'm used to having my hair in my face. I'm not used to having it clipped back. So, I mean, to me, this is just, you just do this stuff because that's what you do. And other people are saying, "Oh, you're just amazing." And I'm just like, this is just what I do. I mean, I think you're amazing for being really super crafty, and I don't have the energy for that because I'm busy working and raising kids and going to school and now enjoying a relationship with my boyfriend. So like I said, it's been about 10 years since I've dated, so this has been really fun. I've been in some not so great dating situations. So, oh, that's so cute. Just got a request from one of my friend's daughters. "Do you want me to do your hair?" Yes, I do. It's this is all stress right here, and I haven't had the energy to get it done. So, anyway, I just wanted to talk a little bit today about dealing with overwhelm, and that's partly because this is what I'm dealing with myself. It's partly because I've gone through all of these stressors in the past month. Um, and a lot of this is kind of snowballed from in December, the week before Christmas, I was violently ill. And then Christmas happened, and then New Year's happened, and right after New Year's, I was trying to get back on schedule and kind of struggling. And then in March, we had this death to deal with, which didn't necessarily affect me so much as it affected my dearest friends. And then my boyfriend was ill, and 3 weeks of dealing with him being sick and trying to take care of him and nurse him back to health, and just trying to generally be there for him. He was in the ICU for several days, and for those several days I just couldn't bring myself to leave. I'm a bit of a caregiver. I'm the oldest of 8 children, and so I'm used to taking care of other people. It's ironic that I never went into any caretaking profession because I don't enjoy them. I enjoy taking care of people I love. I don't enjoy taking care of strangers. But I sat with him in the ICU. I went about 3 or 4 days on maybe 3 hours of sleep. Because that was the most important thing. That was my priority, was making sure he didn't die, and kind of taking care of him and filling in where even in the ICU the nurses have other patients, and where I could jump up and say, we need help. Fortunately, he's made a full recovery, so I'm really excited about that. And now we're trying to figure out what happens next. And a lot of that is just enjoying each other's company. But as a result of this overwhelm happening in December, and then again end of March, beginning of April, especially in April, there's been times when I've sat down to work and I know I need to work, and I just can't seem to figure out where to go next. The fact that it was also the end of tax season, and that I had clients that were reaching out to me asking for information, and a lot of times they do it in a very emergent sort of a way. I have to have this by 2 o'clock this afternoon, and I'm going, oh, well, you're just lucky I'm in the office today. And I mean that sincerely, because a lot of times I've kind of worked out my schedule so that I can a lot of times be done with client work early in the week and spend the rest of the week working on schoolwork, or taking some time to decompress even before the weekend, because the weekend is filled with boyfriend and friends, and yeah, the weekend's actually pretty full. It can be a little bit stressful on its own, but if I have a couple of days where I don't need to be there for anyone, it's actually work time, I can study, I can do some of the other things I wanted to do, I can make videos, then it helps me quite a bit, and it helps me kind of reset and prepare for the following week. So I do try to do that. That hasn't happened this week. Again, it's been a crazy few weeks, so I'm still trying to get back into that groove. And because it's been a crazy few weeks, I have clients that require more work out of me than they would in a normal week. Usually I work on my clients' accounts weekly, and I do that because then when it comes the end of the month and it's time to reconcile their bank accounts, it's like 3 clicks and I'm done, because I've done all the work in advance, as opposed to spending several hours having to do this work. It's already done. I've already done it. And I always hate to kind of say that, because, this is one of the things that I'm going to address in other videos. I have addressed it in other videos. I will address it again. I have clients that say, why can't I do what you do? And my answer is something along the lines of, and how well did that work out for you before you hired me? So I've been dealing with a lot of overwhelm myself, and so it's been a little bit of a challenge to even sit down and think about what I wanted to say in this video, because again, I'm overwhelmed too. And it's just because life has happened. Had a great conversation with my student mentor for school yesterday, and that's really what she said. She said, sometimes life just happens. In fact, one of my clients said that, who was very, very kind about it. You know, life happens, crap happens, things come up, and sometimes they just snowball, and it knocks you off of your horse, so to speak. It just kind of knocks you off your feet, pulls the rug out from underneath you, and then it becomes a little bit challenging to find your rhythm again. So what I've been doing to try to deal with overwhelm is, and to be honest, some people don't like this, but this is what works for me. I have several clients that have to be taken care of every week, and so I take care of them in a specific order. I have them all listed in a CRM so that I can make notes on what I did or what I talked to them about. And then I work through those in order. The reason I do that is not so I can say, okay, I did them at 10 o'clock on Monday morning, I don't have to think about them the rest of the week. It's so that I can go, this is their time. I can dedicate this time to them. I can make sure that they are getting the services that they're paying for, the services that they want, that they're getting the information that they need to run their business, so that I can then take really good care of them. Because all of my clients deserve a Donna who is fully present for them. And I'm that way with my friends too. I'm that way with my family. I'm that way with my kids. If I'm with you, for example, when I go out on a date, my phone often stays in the car. It stays in my wallet. It stays in my purse. I will actually get it out to take pictures, but I'm not surfing Facebook. I'm not watching videos. I'm not looking for memes. Unless it's coming up in conversation, sometimes we'll go back and look for them. But when I'm out on a date, I am fully present, or at least that's my goal. It gets a little bit challenging with the smartwatch because it's connected to my phone, and notifications will pop up, and it's really interesting to see. I will stop and I'll look at my watch, and someone has texted me or someone is calling me, and a lot of times people will say, "Do you need to get that?" No. No, right now I'm doing the most important thing I can possibly be doing. I will call these people back in 5 minutes. Or one of the things that I've done that has really, really helped me a lot is I've set very, very firm boundaries of, I only work till 5 o'clock. You can't call me before 9 a.m. You can't call me after 5 p.m. And the reason for that is, one, I want to be here in my computer with your QuickBooks files in front of me, actually being able to answer your questions intelligently, number one. Number two, I want to be fully present wherever I am. And number three, I need that time after 5 to rejuvenate, to eat dinner, to spend time with my family, to spend time with my boyfriend, to have that work-life balance. I have found that for myself, if I try to work more than that, or if I'm trying to stretch this out to weekends, or if I'm not putting those boundaries in place where, yes, I absolutely stop work at 5 p.m. I'm a bit of a workaholic where it can kind of take over my life, and then I burn out. I don't know if this is a uniquely female thing. I've noticed men tend to be able to work longer hours. They're able to get up earlier. They don't require as many hours of sleep. It's kind of funny how little men actually require as far as physical upkeep, because I'm like, well, I need a facial and I need my hair done. I need my hair colored. And that's like 2 hours and cut, and I need my lashes done, and lots of things that I need to have done to maintain my look. Guys don't need to do that. That's kind of a hidden pink tax, I guess, that yes, women require physical upkeep, or at least we think we do, so we go and do it. Just more physical upkeep, you know, nails, hair, skin, lashes, waxing, And all of these usually take me about an hour. So it's about 5 hours a month that comes out of my work time. And I put it into, personal care. It's the way it is. I'm not saying it's good or bad. You can kind of choose that for yourself, but it is the way it is. That yes, women tend to, we wear our hair longer. And my boyfriend wears his hair really, really short, so he kind of jokes that he gets up and he towel dries his hair, puts a little gel in it, and he's done. And I'm like, oh, I'm just getting started. It's going to be a good hour before I'm ready for the day. And that's with me. Today I'm trying to bring my curls back. So I'm not curling it with a flat iron. I'm not, which is what you usually see on these. This is just gel scrunched through it. So I'm not even doing as much, and it still takes me an hour. This is the way it is. So I have to have these really strict boundaries. I work from approximately 9 a.m., sometimes as late as 10, and I stop work at 5, no matter what. Sometimes I stop work earlier, because if I find that by sitting at my desk, my back hurts, my neck hurts, my knees hurt, my legs hurt, I'm not getting any younger, unfortunately, I will actually stop, because it's important for me to be present when I'm working on someone's work. I don't like to have my phone on my desk. In fact, if I could keep my phone in the other room, or if I could just have a desk phone instead of a smartphone in the office, I guess I could. But I would rather do that than to have this temptation, because I've already got 2 big screens on my computer. It's really easy for me to forget what I'm doing, to lose my train of thought, and to go back into Facebook or go plan videos or do 100 other things that need to be done. So I try to make sure that there are as few temptations as possible. Another thing I do to try to manage overwhelm, again, I have this list of clients that I work on. I actually do work on them in order every week. Sometimes I flip the order around. They are actually in alphabetical order, so sometimes it'll be the Z's first, and then the next week it might be the A's first, just to make sure that because I tend to spend a little bit less time if I'm towards the end of the week, because I'm getting tired. So I'll flip them around to make sure that everybody's getting my full attention for the time that they've paid for. Oh, and by the way, I don't bill by the hour typically. I have 1 client, 2 clients that I bill by the hour. The rest of them I bill by the week, and that's just how much it is. And I tell them, this is what I will do for this amount of money. And but I still kind of mentally think, yeah, they bought this much of my time. And if it takes me less time, fantastic. That's great for me. If it takes me more time, well, then they've paid for it. So, so I just work through this list of clients, and I really have to do it this way, because if I'm looking at client A and client Z calls, or even client Q, I'm going to stop, and then I have to stop. I have to switch, change gears, look them up in the CRM, remember what I did for them last, look at their QuickBooks, answer their questions, and then usually it's, can you have this done tomorrow? No, I really can't. It's not that I don't want to, it's that that's not where I'm at in my workflow. Again, this is not a case of Donna just being mean, or just Donna just doesn't want to do the work. It is a lot of, I want all of my clients to feel like they are my only client as far as it is possible. It's not always possible, but I do want them to have this feeling that they are important to me. And I found that one of the easiest ways for me to do it and not just fall apart, not to go into overwhelm, not to, I have actually had days where I was so overwhelmed because everybody wanted me to have something done tomorrow. And these weren't 5-minute tasks. These were, I need you to spend 20 hours going through my receipts and I need it by tomorrow. No, I actually physically I can't do it. There are not enough hours in the day, and you're not paying me enough. Um, if you want to pay me a few $1,000,000 a year to be your personal accountant, or a few $100,000 a year to be your personal accountant and do nothing but your stuff, great. None of my clients do that, so I have to set these boundaries. But I have to, I have to be able to switch and to switch intelligently. So that if client Q calls, even though I have to stop what I'm doing, answer their questions, and then switch back, I also want client Q to know I work on your stuff every week. So even though I'm working on client A right now, I haven't gotten to you yet. When I get to you in the list, you will have my full attention, just like client A does now. And if I'm working on client Q and client B calls, it will be the same thing. Many times I will request my clients to schedule the calls. And very frequently I will ask them, please don't text me. And I'm going to talk about why I don't like to be texted in a business setting in a later video. It really has a lot to do with the urgency of the communication. And so I don't like to feel like everything is urgent, because if everything is urgent, very quickly nothing happens. It's just like, we've all heard the statement, if everyone's special, no one really is. If everything is urgent, nothing is really that important. So I can postpone everything. So I really like to have, my time. So if I work on client A, I will work on them until I'm done with their week's work. And then I will move on to client B. And if someone further down the line calls, I'll answer their questions for sure. But then I go back to where I was and continue to kind of methodically go through all this. Again, this is in order for me to keep everything straight, because I do have a lot going on. And if I'm switching around and trying to stop and go to the client K when I really have client A and client Z and they need attention, but I'm dealing with whoever is urgent, then nothing really gets done. So that is how I deal with my personal overwhelm at work. Now, there's also the fact that I work from home. And because I work from home, I have housework that tends to kind of scream at me. So I'm thinking of that too. In order to deal with that, I use a Pomodoro timer. The one I use is actually on my phone. I like it because it also sends a notification to my watch. And a Pomodoro technique is simply you focus on what you're doing fully for 25 minutes. And then for 5 minutes, you take a break. You do this 4 times, and after the 4th 25-minute session, instead of a 5-minute break, you take a 15-minute break. What I like about that is that I can do a lot of housework in 5 minutes. So I will set the timer. It will go for 25 minutes. I'll feel like I've gotten some stuff done. I will be able to look back and see I've gotten some stuff done. This doesn't work if you're doing deep work, but it works for the kind of work that I'm usually doing. I don't do this when I'm studying, by the way. And then it will alert me I've worked for 25 minutes, and then I'll set the timer for 5 minutes. I will jump up. I will do something to help clean my house. That is actually enough time to sweep my floors, and I have a lot of hardwood floors. It's enough time to wipe down the countertops in the kitchen. It's enough time to start working on one of the bathrooms. It's enough time to run downstairs and start working on my kids' bathroom because they never clean it. It's enough time to really kind of get something started. So I get halfway done with the bathroom. I know it takes 10 minutes to deep clean my bathrooms, each of them. Or, that's time where I can look and see, okay, what do I need to put on my shopping list? Or I can stop and I can look and start looking at what's in the fridge. What am I going to make for dinner? But I usually use this for cleaning, and it's just because I live in a nice sized home. I'm really, really fortunate that way. And I have a lot of chores that have to be done, and most of them don't take very long. It takes 4 minutes to make the bed, 7 if I have to put sheets on it. I've timed it. It takes me, 2 minutes to start a load of laundry. It takes a little bit longer if I'm folding, but I'll kind of save that for the 15-minute break later. It takes, only takes a few minutes to do most of these chores that I'm trying to keep up on. It takes me 10 minutes to vacuum the upstairs and 15 minutes to vacuum the downstairs, counting the time it takes for me to get the vacuum cleaner out. And I've kind of timed this so that I can say, okay, I have 5 minutes, I can get this, this, and this done. And while I'm cleaning, I'm not thinking about what I need to do next for work. I come back, sit down, and my brain is kind of clear. And sometimes some of the things that I've been struggling with are all of a sudden, they make sense. So that is how I personally deal with overwhelm at this time. Now, I'm always looking at time management techniques. I do a lot of time blocking. I do a lot of, I try to get, it's not time blocking, it's like a type of work. I try to block that all together so that I get all of my client work done. I get all of my shopping done at the same time. I get all of my errands run in one group, so I'm not constantly switching from one batch. Time batching, I think is what it's called. You just kind of plan things so that, okay, on Tuesdays, I'm going to run errands. On Thursdays, I'm going to, and I will actually even try to batch that in with, okay, it's Thursday, I'm going to go out to lunch with my friend, and while we're out, I'm going to do this, this, and this that are really short trips so that I'm not just running to and fro like a chicken with her head cut off. So I do that a lot. I will be talking a lot more about time management in later videos, and I will be talking a lot more about dealing with overwhelm and dealing with how to cope with this kind of stress, because we all have it. And if you're entrepreneurial as opposed to working for a company, it's even worse. And I know, because I used to work in corporate America. I used to work for a major hospital back east, and that made it easy because I was there. Someone else controlled my time. But when I'm home and I'm working for myself, and I have a list of clients that I need to work with, and I am being pulled back and forth, and my kids need things, my boyfriend needs things, my clients need things, the house needs things, the yard needs to be done. I'm kind of looking out my window now where I can say my flower beds need to be weeded and mulched and gotten ready for the summer, and I have to do that again in the backyard. And it's really easy to let these other tasks take over so that I'm really not getting anything done that actually needs to be done. The flower beds can wait. My clients, maybe not so much. But I put things in kind of a list of priority, and then I give them that time. So Saturdays are usually my time to do yard work or chores, the bigger chores that I can't get to during the week. I just kind of batch all that together. And as I keep telling my boyfriend, I have a teenage boy. I make him do a lot, but that also has to be supervised. So I have to go out there and tell him, I want you to weed, and then I want you to start putting thick amounts of, not just a little bit of mulch, because that doesn't do us any good. Lots of mulch so the weeds can't come back up through it. So that's kind of what we'll be doing. We're having our first cookout this weekend, so that's going to be fun. And that means I have to mow my jungle, which means I need to get after my sister to fix my lawnmower, because I haven't mowed yet this season. That's kind of it for today. I know I've kind of rambled a little bit. It has been a while. I've kind of gotten out of practice doing these videos, and so I apologize. But if anything has helped you, if there's been anything here to kind of really help you deal with overwhelm for yourself, please feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Hit the little red bell, and also let me know what videos you would like me to, or what topics you would like me to. It really is the end of the week, and I'm really tired, so I apologize after my crazy month. Let me know what topics you would like me to talk about. I would really like to do videos that meet your needs. So have a wonderful weekend, and I'll talk to you again soon.